Namaste. You're listening to a catalyst for your moments of mindfulness today. I am back with another video podcast. So I'd like to thank you for choosing to tune in with me today. And if you're new here, welcome. I look forward to guiding you closer to your heart center in this mini-sode. So once again, if you're tuning in from YouTube, thank you so much for checking out my growing channel. This is only my second video here on YouTube. I am still new to this space and also new to this space, which is the Media Creation Lab here at York University, where I work. And I am so grateful to be able to use this space, use the equipment to produce content for my team and also my personal podcast, Catalyst. And if you tune in with me week after week, thank you so much. Your support means the most to me. And if you've been a regular listener of my podcast, you know that I have quite a few episodes, especially my earlier episodes that were recorded late 2021, where I was personally going through a transition period. And so that was reflected in my content. I spoke a lot about how to know and how to navigate when you're going through a transition period and how to really ride the waves, be mindful, stay present in all that you're going through, meaning not trying to rush ahead and already anticipate or already try to be living in that future state where you reach a destination or you've accomplished what you needed to. For example, you've landed a new job, you're moved to a new city, you started a new degree program. Whatever it is at its final destination, quote unquote, that you would like to see, but rather appreciating where you are in the present moment. So meaning a lot of it talked about staying grounded in this present moment where you haven't quite yet reached that quote unquote destination or finish line that you have your eyes set on. For example, the new job, the new city that you've moved to, the new milestone in your life. You haven't quite gotten there yet. So it's just being patient, being mindful, being present in all that you're feeling and all that you are in this present moment. So I talked a lot about that. And now recently, a lot of my content has revolved around new energy, welcoming new changes, starting something new, and just really pushing out and being your own hero, the hero of your own story, and pushing your limits to see what's possible. So the chunk that's in between there, or maybe even comes before, is how do you know when it's time to change? How do we know when it's time for us to change, when it's time for us to breathe life into something new? Because it can be scary and it's easy to maybe ignore the signs for change and stay complacent or stay in the situation that we are currently in because we don't know how to identify the signs or we don't have the courage quite yet to make that change. But deep down in our gut, we do feel it. So how do you know? So to me, that would be the first way you know it's time to change. It is a feeling deep down in your gut. You know that something is not right. That could be something is telling you that you deserve more. Something is telling you to look elsewhere. Something deep down is telling you that this is not it. And this gut feeling is sometimes easy to ignore because it comes fleeting. It can come when we're taking a shower, when we're eating our breakfast, when maybe we pull up to work that day and we're like, I don't know if this job is for me anymore. It comes so fleetingly and it's so easy to push aside because you might say, but I've been working here for 10 years now. Why wouldn't it be for me? Or I've invested so much into this. Why shouldn't I stay? But deep down, if something is telling you that is no longer right, it's time to look into it. And that doesn't mean you up and leave from the relationship, the workplace, whatever it is right away. Explore your options. Maybe have a conversation with somebody like your partner, your boss, depending on what the situation is, to explore what other options are there for you and if there's an opportunity to make that place more fulfilling for you. And this goes for the relationship, for the job, for whatever it is in life. Explore the options that are available to you right in this moment when you feel that gut feeling and take it from there. Another way you know it's time to change is if you're big on journaling and manifesting, chances are you've written a list down or you've written your ideal scenario out, and that is what you're working towards. Or maybe you think back to a vision that you had of your life, of your job, of your relationship from a few years ago, from decades ago, from when you were a little kid, and maybe your life right now isn't quite matching up to that. So it may be time to change if you realize that you're no longer on track to fulfilling your dreams or your goals, or it's not panning out in the way that you want it to. Now, I'm not saying that it always will, but chances are if you have your sights set on something, your life will sort of pan out in that general direction. So if you're feeling a lack of fulfillment, if you're feeling a disconnect between what you wanted for yourself and what your current reality is, chances are it's time to make a change. And a third indicator that it's time to make a change is when you notice your personal energy and vibration is off. Now, I know for me personally, when I'm in a space, whether that's a relationship, a job environment that is draining me, that is stressing me, that I am overthinking more than I need to, that is taking more of my energy than it should, it shows. It shows on me physically, it shows on me mentally, it shows on me emotionally, and it shows on me spiritually, because overall I feel drained and overwhelmed. And that is quite literally like that thing sucking energy out of us because it's all ever consuming. And so when you notice the shift in your energy, that suddenly you don't have the energy, the will, the enthusiasm to complete things that you love in life, and you're just chasing in that hamster wheel day after day, going through the motions without really enjoying or feeling or really raising your vibration with any of it, something's got to go and something's got to change. And sometimes these indicators can even come as sickness. Maybe you develop cold symptoms or you experience burnout because this thing is just draining so much of your energy and now you're physically getting sick. It can manifest in many different ways, but typically when you feel this sensation that is off with your energy, it's time to look into it. So for me, these are 3 really general ways to know when it's time to change something. That being, you have that gut feeling, which again, it can be so fleeting, but make sure you listen to it and learn to listen to it. And I have plenty of podcast episodes on here that explain the importance of listening to your intuition and how you speak to yourself and listening to your inner voice, because that is truly what guides us. And the second one being, when your current reality no longer matches up with the vision that you had for yourself. And the third being when you notice a significant difference in your energy and vibration. And to keep tabs on these things and to make sure we're always in tune with these indicators, it all comes down to practicing mindfulness daily. Taking those moments in your day to check in with yourself, whether that be in the morning when you start your day, ask yourself, how am I feeling today? How is my energy today? Is there anything that is bothering me today? Is there anything that I'm really grateful for today? Do this daily check-in to get in the habit of speaking with yourself, checking in with yourself, and listening to that inner voice that will come along and tell you if something is not meant for you. And practicing mindfulness through reflection. So if you created that list of things that you want in that relationship, that you want in that job, continue those journaling reflections so that you have something for reference when the going gets tough. And this daily mindfulness practice will always help you get used to reading your energy and seeing what your energy is like when you're at your highest, when you are enthusiastic, passionate, loving, accepting, and energetic about life, or completely drained and lethargic and don't really have the motivation or will to go through your daily tasks. So practicing mindfulness and checking in with yourself can really, really change the trajectory of your day and your life by knowing when it's time for you to make a change. So I hope you found these 3 key insights helpful. And as always, I have plenty of resources for support on how to practice mindfulness meditations, and things like that on my Instagram and Facebook pages at Catalyst by Kaylin. You can also sign up for my newsletter. I will leave that link in the description box and the show notes. And of course, by tuning in to my podcast every Sunday at 11:11. Now, as you may know, I end every mini-sode with a few moments of mindful meditation. So I invite you now to take a moment of mindfulness with me and close your eyes. Relax the shoulders and tune into your body. And we do so by tuning in to our breath. Deeply inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Settling into the earth beneath you and becoming one with your surroundings just for a few moments here. And in this space of stillness, tune into your body and ask yourself, how am I feeling today? Notice any sensations, any thoughts, and just notice them. Do not become engulfed with them. Do not become entangled with them. For now, we are just observing. We're getting used to this stillness and to feeling into our bodies. Because it is in this stillness that we find our truth, that we find the answers that we seek, that we can listen to that gut feeling, that intuitive feeling, and that we can begin to trust ourselves to listen to that. And know that this stillness, this space of silence is accessible to you at any time by simply closing your eyes, taking a few deep breaths, and returning back to center. And from this center, you can feel your true power. So I hope that as you go about your week, as you go about the rest of your day, you will remember this feeling and come back to this feeling and begin to trust yourself with any and all of the decisions that you have to make, including when it's time for you to change. Thank you for tuning in with me today. Namaste. If you enjoyed this mini-sode, please leave a 5-star rating on the platform you're using to listen or on my Facebook page @Catalyst by Kaylin. And please continue to share this podcast with those who you believe can benefit from a few moments of mindfulness today. Thank you.